We are going to see news update and headlines circulating around the world. President Donald Trump says UK and Canada business with China is very dangerous, while UK Prime Minister Starmer continues his visit in China. US border chief says there will be change to ICE operation in Minneapolis. Trump says it's very dangerous for UK to do business with China as Starmer is in Shanghai. News update. While listening to this news, you may check on tagged product video. They are beautiful watches for men, beautiful watches for women. They are LG fridge, different quality of LG fridge. There are also portable Bluetooth. They are GB Bluetooth. You may check and choose watching this video. Let's Donald Trump, while asked about UK Prime Minister in Beijing for collaboration with China, he said very dangerous for UK to deal with China. And Trump says Putin will not attack Ukraine cities during Cold Week. Putin will not attack Ukraine week. Australia Open first semi-final. Celtic beat Utrecht. Emma Graham out on one of World Master. News update around the world. Welcome. Depending on where you are. Good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening. This is the news update on this 14th of January 2026. Some of headlines. US border chief says there will be change to ICE operation in Minneapolis. Trump says Putin will not attack Ukraine city during Cold Week. US adds Iran Islamic Revolutionary Corps to its terrorist list. Too dangerous for UK to deal with China. Apple report over iPhone sales. Trump orders Venezuelan airspace to be reopened. News update around the world. News update around the world. News updates around the world. Venezuela approved open up oil sector. Venezuela airspace to be reopened. News update. News updates around the world. United Nations adds Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard on their list of terrorists. Trump says very dangerous for UK and Canada to do business with China, while Prime Minister Starmer is still in China. News update in this morning. While listening to the headlines, don't forget to check on product tagged in the video. There are beautiful watches for men and for women. They are portable Bluetooth, GBR, Air Bluetooth. They are quality fridge, LG fridges. So don't hesitate to check and choose some of your choice.
Their facilities, their leadership, their CP, their headquarters.
News update around the world in this morning. U.S. border chief says they will do ICE operation in Minneapolis. Venezuela approves bids to open up oil sector. News update in this morning. Australia Open first semi-final, Europa League, Celtic beat Utrecht, Emma Raducanu split with coach Van Gerwen out on day one of World Masters. News update. United Nations adds Iran Islamic Renegade Corps to its terrorist list. News update. While Prime Minister of UK is still in China, Beijing said it's very dangerous for UK to do business with China, and also it's dangerous for Canada to do business with China. News update around the world. News update. News update. Reuters, des djihadistes menés de drones armés attaquent une base militaire dans l'état de Borno, dans le nord du Niger. Reuters, le directeur général de l'Afrique Finance Corp a déclaré que sa première nation est par SNP. News updates around the world. News updates around the world. News update. Reuters, le gouvernement sud-africain a proposé de modifier sa politique par d'émancipation des Noirs afin de permettre aux entreprises détenues par des bras obtenir des points en contribution à un nouveau fonds controversant 6,37 milliards de dollars. Le dollar a progressé vendredi, réduisant sa baisse hebdomadaire. News update. Update around the world. News updates around the world. USAID giving helps in Somalia. India Sea. We are seeing the big sea, while in San Francisco, USA, there are people with banderas saying that ICE are not welcome. News update. News updates around the world. News update on this 30th of January 2026. News update. Grammy Awards 18th edition. Grammy Awards 2026 68th edition. Celebrities attended Grammy Awards 68th edition. Beyonce attended Grammy Award. Beyonce, the singer, American singer. News update.
Iran to signal a possible military strike with violence. In Tehran, is that
of tension between US and Trump says Putin paused Kiev strike for 1 week.
Whoopsie daisy. These things happen. I guess not all of the, folks in the chain of.
The United partners, and they've continued to threaten Israel.
US
But
and
I do believe that this time could be different for them.
US and
President
tension.
Trump has rolled the dice in a big way against Iran on at least 3 occasions. In 2018, he pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. In 2022, commander, and of course last June, he bombed Iran's nuclear facilities, and he believes that each decisions were vindicated. Iran is militarily weaker than it's ever been because it doesn't control its own skies. So if I were the Iranian regime, I would not sleep lightly at night.
About the tension between US and Iran. Tension between United States and Iran. Probably Marco Rubio.
Iran, if the supreme leader and the regime were to fall, other than the hope that there would be some ability to have somebody within their systems that you could work towards a similar transition.
Marco Rubio talking about Iran, while tension still rising between Iran and United States. News updates.
In the Middle East over the last 2 decades, Diana, to Iran as well. I think what people in Iran are looking for is a transient security of the Iranian people. And I think that is what ultimately people in Iran, enormous human capital, as one of the oldest civilizations in the world.
News updates around the world were tension between US and Iran, while Venezuela approves the opening of up oil. Headline around the world. News updates around the world. New updates around the world. Still on tension between United States and Iran.
Red line, because President Trump threatened on at least people now inside Iran, I think, are desperately waiting what President. I haven't heard a single voice that doesn't want kind of outside assistance.
News update around the world. Still on tension, which is still rising between UK and United States. News update around the world.
Logically and legally and politically meaningful, because now the European nation, you're dealing with a terrorist entity, as we were, for example, with ISIS. And so the legal against that entity, whether it's kinetic action or to seize assets, you have significantly more leeway to do that. And so I think for Europe, this was a big psychological shift there.
News update. While listening to the news, don't hesitate on the tagged product in this video. They are beautiful watches for men.
Instincts, and he's long believed that whenever you're being pressured, your own citizens.
News update around the world, still on tension between
I do think
United States and
they're currently
Iran.
deliberating about whether to take a strategy which is tantamount to a decapitation operation targeting the supreme leader himself.
News update. While listening to the news, don't hesitate to check on product in this video. There are many tagged products in this video. They are good LG fridge. They are beautiful watches watches for men, watches for women. They are different portable Bluetooth and other Bluetooth, so don't hesitate to check on target product in this video. Still on updates on headlines and updates. Iran Islamic Liberation Guard Corps listed to terrorist list of the European Union. European Union put Iran Islamic on the list of terrorists. Headlines: U.S. border chief says they will be changed to ICE operation in Minneapolis. Polar bear gaining weight despite the loss in storm. News updates around the world. Trump says it's very dangerous for UK to deal with China. News updates. News and headlines today. News and headlines today. Top news: gold, silver, bronze as reports on Fed nominees boost dollars. Top news: copper sign of turbulent week with drop after R.I.P trade hurts. News update. News update. News update. News updates. AFP la Colombie a l'extrêmement importation de drones dont l'utilisation croise par le groupe. AFP le Ghana s'apprête à réviser sa législation minière afin d'augmenter à part des revenus gérés par fiambre des prix des métaux précieux. AFP, l'Argentine déclare l'état d'urgence à Patagonie ou des incendies. News update. News circulating today on different platforms. News update. Headlines: Adidas plans billion share buyback after profit jumps. Australian dollars bulls pair into option and rate hike. Taiwan economy grows faster quarter piece since 1987. Niger attack come close to uranium stock pirate near main airport. All majors saw Kazan saw risk years before 5 billion fine. Europe's top economy and in defiance of trade turmoil. Copper sign of turbulent drop after RIM trade hurt. India bond lending plan said to be stayed by tax uncertainty. News update. News update. On 28th of January 2026, people gathered in Paris to support people of Minneapolis, saying Libere Minneapolis. On 20th of January, In France, people gathered in Paris to support the people of Minneapolis with bannerole saying "Libérez Minneapolis." News update. News updates. News update. Sam has banderole marked ice out. Sam had banderole marked ice out. News update. Burkina Faso, le gouvernement militaire annonce la dissolution de ses partis politiques. In Burkina Faso, government announced the dissolution of all political parties. In Burkina Faso, the government announced the dissolution of all political parties. Burkina Faso. News update. News update. News update. Trump says Trump planning to speak to Iran. Trump is planning to speak to Iran as tension continues to rise between the two countries, United States and Iran. Trump says it's very dangerous for UK to do business with China. Heavy gunfire at blast heard near headlines. Headlines on the headlines of today. Trump says Putin will not attack Ukraine city during Cold Week. News update around the world. Trump planning to speak to Iran.
Human rights credentials becoming, but thus far nothing has happened. Let us see if he fulfills his promise.
News updates around the world. News to arrest made over illegal rubbish dump. News updates around the world. News updates. News. Heavy gunfire and blast heard near airport in US capital. News updates. News update. News update. Reuters, le gouvernement militaire du Burkina Faso a dissous tous les partis politiques, supprimé le cadre juridique régissant. Il connaît directeur dit
Que les bateaux qui viennent dans le port ne viennent pas à temps pour récupérer la production qui est disponible. Deuxièmement, il y a
News Up. Le Ghana s'apprête à réviser la législation minière afin d'augmenter sa part de revenus gérée par le flambée du prix des métaux précieux. News Update.
que le plan sera désormais le plus réel que le gouvernement.
News Update. Reuters, le secrétaire des États Antonio Guterres a profondément préoccupé par l'escalade continue au Soudan du Sud, a déclaré jeudi. News update. Des djihadistes munis de drones armés attaquent une base militaire dans l'état de Borno. L'Ouganda veut réduire l'apport externe au budget. Uganda wants to reduce the export. News update. Compagnie d'électricité publique sud-africaine ESCOM a levé son offre d'augmentation salariale aux syndicats. 5,5% contre 3,5% l'année dernière. News update. Le gouvernement sud-africain a proposé de modifier la phase de News update. Reuters. News update. Reuters a progressé vendredi, réduisant sa baisse hebdomadaire après le président américain Donald Trump. News update.
И остальная Европа тоже.
News update. Reuters, les États-Unis, la Colombie rentrait l'importation de drones dont l'utilisation croise le groupe de guérilla dans un conflit qui a depuis des décennies a tué 20 personnes l'année dernière et blessé 300 autres. News update. Le Ghana s'apprête à réviser sa législation minière. AFP. News update. AFP. L'Argentine a déclaré l'état d'urgence à Patagonie où des incendies de forêt ravagent le pays. News update. News update. United States Democrats and the White House trying to reach a deal. News update. Heavy gunfire and blast hit near airport in Niger's capital. News update. News update. Heavy gunfire and blast hit near Niger's capital. Democrat and Republican try to reach a deal. News update. News update. Headlines. Trump say dangerous for UK to deal with China. News update. And Donald Trump saying that Russia will not strike Kiev during Cold Week. Some of the results of yesterday in Europa League in sport: Nottingham 4-0 Francovalos. Étoile Rouge Belgrade 1, Celta Vigo 1. Some result of UEFA Europa League. Some of result of last night UEFA Europa League: Celtic 4-2 Utrecht. Some of last night UEFA Europa League results: Sturm Graz 1-0 Brann. Novak Djokovic.
I know that it's only going to get tougher from here, but I have to be ready for it. I mean, I cannot predict the result or whether I'm going to play well or not, but I'm definitely going to give my best.
Novak Djokovic in Australia Open. We are reviewing some of updates in sport. Some update. Yannick Sinner.
We know each other quite well, so it's going to be interesting to see how we handle the situation.
L'italien.
Yannick Sinner in semi-final. And Novak Djokovic in Australia Open. Djokovic.
The quality and the level is amazing. It's great. It's phenomenal. But does that mean that I call with the white flag? No. I mean, I'm going to fight till the last shot, till the last point, and do my very best to challenge them.
Novak Djokovic and Yannick Sinner in Australia Open. Djokovic saying that he is going to compete. He's not going to go into the pitch with a yellow flag. He will go there to play in Australia Open. News update. Now we are reviewing some update in sport. We are reviewing some update in sport. News update. News update in Lugube, France. Oyana 29-32 wins. Philadelphia in NBA 113-111 Sacramento. Result in NBA Washington 109-99 Milwaukee. Basketball NBA Atlanta 86, Houston 104. Results in NBA Chicago Bulls 113, Miami Heat 116. Dallas 121, Charlotte 123. We are reviewing the results of NBA Denver's 107, Brooklyn 103. Basketball results Phoenix 113, Detroit 96. Those was some results of yesterday or last night NBA. Reviewing some news in sports and also other headlines in politics and security. Australia Open, Alcaraz beat Zverev. Europa League, Celtic beat Utrecht. Heavy gunfire and blast heard near airport in Niger capital. News update. Security concern for prison holding IS fighters. In Syria, security concern for prisons holding IS fighters in Syria. News update. Reviewing all the news circulating on different social media and different platforms. Thank you. Back in United States on ICE operations that in
immunity, and we'll talk about this contours in a second, but the critical point to say at the top is this kind of immunity is not absolute. So when Stephen Miller, when J.D. Vance, when Kristi Noem make these broad categorical statements of immunity, they're leaving out the critical nuance, which is that immunity can be overcome. This is a doctrine that has been developed by the Supreme Court, Hari, and especially by lower federal courts in a series of cases dating back to 1890. And the idea is that, yes, in general, federal officers who are carrying out their duties reasonably and responsibly are immune from state prosecution. This is because the supremacy clause of the U.S. Constitution elevates federal law over state law. But the Supreme Court has said in every single case about this doctrine, going all the way back to 1990. It gives way, Hari, when the federal officer's conduct was neither necessary to carrying out their federal duties nor a reasonable means of doing so. So there are these two different requirements that what the federal officer was doing when he or she broke state law has to have been a necessary part of their federal duties. Specific actions have to have been a reasonable means of carrying those duties into effect. You know, Hari, I don't want to prejudge anything, but at least based on the video evidence out of Minneapolis, hard to see how you can meet that standard in either the Renee Good or the Alex Preti shootings. That's why I think it's a dramatic, really deeply misleading overstatement for Stephen Miller, for J.D. Vance, for all these folks to say, hey, you have immunity. In point of fact, you know, that's not necessarily true.
News update around the world, focusing on the situation of ICE and the situation in Minneapolis. News update focusing now on the situation ICE that says they have immunity.
The case would likely go to federal court under what's known as the federal officer removal statute. And this is a statute that says if you're being sued civilly or criminally for stuff you did while you were on the job as a federal officer, you move that case from state court to federal court. But Hari, even in federal court, it would still be local or state prosecutors. It would still be a jury from Minnesota, not, you know, somewhere else in the country. And I think perhaps most importantly, given the current administration, any conviction would not be subject to the president's pardon power. These would be convictions, even in federal court, for state offenses. And so, you know, of course, the governor would retain the pardon power. I'm not sure Governor Walz would be in any hurry to exercise it. There are reasons, Hari, why I'm still, you know, skeptical that this is the best answer in the long term, that, you know, state prosecutions raise lots of complexities. But I guess the question really reduces to, if the choice is no remedy for what happened to Renee Good and Alex Preti and what else is happening in Minneapolis versus the imperfections of state criminal prosecutions, seems increasingly obvious to me that we should be preferring the latter.
News update around the world. News update looking on headlines. Talks over US shutdown continue. Apple report best ever iPhone sales. Self-driving taxis coming to London. Some of headlines of this morning news update. Self-driving taxis coming into London City. So robotics has started working, as many will start losing jobs. Accordingly, in this video, we are seeing a taxi, a self-driving taxi, which has a camera, and they are ready in coming days to start working in Canada. So there is no person inside the taxi. There is something like a tablet. You get in, you cross. So there are windows all over that taxi. So those self-driving taxis, they have window all over. They have windows, door windows, and also they have window above. So you enter in, there is a camera, there is a tablet. You tell the robot taxi your direction, and then the taxi takes you there. No driver. You enter. If you are told, you enter, you make your conversation, and the car take you where you are going. Self-driving taxi coming soon into London. News updates and headlines. Trump says will not attack Ukraine city during Cold Week. Trump says Russia will not attack Ukraine during cold weeks. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines. News updates and headlines from this morning. News update in this morning, the 30th of January. Le CEDEAO annonce la lève des dernières sanctions. Le CEDEAO annonce la lève des dernières sanctions pour la Guinée. L'Argentine déclare l'état d'urgence. AFP. Reuters, le secrétaire général des Nations Unies, Antonio Guterres, est profondément préoccupé par l'escalade qui continue des violences au Soudan du Sud. Reuters, des djihadistes munis de drones armés ont attaqué une base militaire dans l'état de Borno. Si vous êtes en train de regarder cette vidéo, vous pouvez regarder les produits qui sont dans cette vidéo. Il y a les montres pour les femmes et pour les hommes. Il y a les frigos de marque LG. Et aussi, il y a d'autres appareils que vous pouvez acheter. If you are watching this video, there are many tagged products in this video. There are watches for men, watch for women, Bluetooth, portable Bluetooth. There are LG fridge and many other products. You may watch and choose one of your choice. We are still watching on different updates circulating on the dollar. Let's go in Maroc.
Grande quantité, les facteurs stratégiques jouent également un rôle important, en particulier les temps.
Le dollar a progressé vendredi, réduisant sa baisse le modèle après. L'économie ougandaise devait connaître une croissance comprise entre 6,5 et 7% au cours de l'exercice financier débutant en juillet. News update. News update. News update. News update and headlines. News update and headlines this morning.
From the Trump administration, it's not hard to imagine, Hari, that this kind of reform becomes not just a huge issue in the midterms, but actually a point on which there might be at least a modicum of consensus come next January. So that's why I think it's important to break this conversation out into short-term solutions and long-term solutions, because I think we should not give up the ghost that a future Congress, as soon as next year, might be more willing to restore a modicum of accountability that it's very hard to imagine the current Congress pursue.
News update. That was some update on the situation in Minneapolis. News update. Watching on headlines. Headlines. Bitcoins looks set for longest monthly losing streak since 2008. 2018. Bitcoins looks set for longest monthly losing streak since 2018. The original cryptocurrency is down nearly 6% so far in January, putting it on course for fourth straight month losses, the longest streak in its kind since 2018. Top news.
And behind that, we're going to start to make our own plans of IPO.
Okay, Umesh.
Taiwan economy grows at fastest quarter pace since 1987 on AI. News update. Top news. Adidas plans -1 billion share buyback after it jumps. Adidas AG reported stronger than expected fourth quarter profit and announced a fresh share buyback as the German brand looked to maintain its momentum with retro sneakers and new running. News update. News update. News update. News update. News update and headlines. News update and headlines in this morning. News update and headlines in this morning. News updates and headlines in this morning. News update and headlines. Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky a déclaré que jusqu'ici. News update. Saint-Étienne, profil des suspectés. 3 garçons âgés de 10, 16 et 17 ans, 3 filles âgées de 13 et 14 ans, tous scolarisés à Saint-Étienne aux rives des Gires. Saint-Étienne, un ado massacré et filmé. In France, Saint-Étienne, an adolescent was killed and filmed. It means that the adolescent was killed and the video was taken, filmed. Suspects are 3 boys. That's a really sad news. In Saint-Étienne, France, an adolescent was killed and filmed by his colleague. The suspects are boys, one of 15, second of 16, and the third of 17 years. And 2 girls, one of 13 years and another of 14 years. All are students in the same school. News updates. Tous ces adolescents sont en liberté sous contrôle judiciaire. All those children who are suspected in that case are not in jail. Is libéré judiciaire. They are out but in surveillance, surveyed by the police of France. News updates. Let's look on other news. News updates.
And now we want to get Hamas, no guns, right? Right. They're going to give up the AK-47s. A lot of people said they'll never disarm. Looks like they're going to disarm.
Trump acte la coopération du Hamas qui a mis l'appui du dernier Israélien. News updates. AFP, Trump a déclaré vendredi que l'homme abattu par l'ICE à Minneapolis la semaine dernière était un agitateur. La Russie lance 100 drones et un missile contre l'Ukraine, c'est selon l'armée de Kiev, quelques heures après que Trump a affirmé avoir obtenu de Poutine une trêve énergétique. La Cour suprême du Panama a jugé que la concession de détenus par une société hongkongaise pourrait être de l'apport chaque extermination. AFP, face à la pression occidentale, l'Irak qui a mat descend les manifestants affiche son inflexibilité. News updates. Let's see on other platforms. News update. Democrats demand reform to Department of Homeland Security. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey on Thursday received a big round of applause while speaking to U.S. Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Frey told his fellow mayors, "We do not back down to bullies. We stand up for democracy." News update.
Those objections, and they were unable to resolve those objections on Thursday night, which is why the Senate Republican leader said, all right, we're going to come back on Friday and see if we can resolve this then. But the question is, can they get it done in time to avoid a government shutdown? 11:59 p.m. And there's another complication all week, and they still have to approve this bill to keep the government open, and they passed both the House.
That computer
Cut a deal.
News update. How closely the storm hugs the coast as it. News update. Data from the Rubble Department released Thursday shows an estimated 200 first-time claims for unemployment benefits verified last week, a drop of from the week before. President Donald Trump is suing the U.S. Service and Treasury Department for at least $10 billion, accusing the agency of unauthorized leak of his tax returns during his first administration. News update. The Iranian Thursday strongly condemned the European Union's decision to designate the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as terrorist organization, a move it warned could have hazardous consequences. The UAE applied terrorist designation early this Thursday. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said he expects President Trump to respect Canadian sovereignty.
We'll do whatever we can to keep our country safe. So, yeah, falling back? No, not at all.
President Donald Trump said on Thursday that he is decertifying all aircraft made in Canada and threatened a 50% tariff on those planes until American-made Gulfstream are certified in that country. News update. Venezuelan lawmakers have approved a law change that will make it easier for foreign companies to take part in the country's oil industry in a move by us to meet the demands of United States President Donald Trump. News update. The Federal Aviation Administration has lifted multiple flight advisory over the Caribbean, including related to Venezuela, saying the precautionary restrictions are no longer necessary. CNN. In what's being called the most serious archaeological discovery of the last decade, archaeologists discovered 1,400 years old Zapotec tomb in southern Mexico, adorned with complex carvings. Among the many preserved details are sculpture of all that sits above the entrance to the burial chamber. News updates. Hanoi, Vietnam 26. Antonio Costa, President of United
Spheres of shared prosperity. But it is also about the credibility of international rules.
Les échanges
in Hanoi. Les échanges entre l'EU et le Hanoi. News update. AFP. Face à la pression occidentale, l'Irak a mat de Euronews. États-Unis accord temporaire trouvé entre les démocrates et les maisons blanches pour éviter un nouveau shutdown. News update. News update. News updates. US stock stripped yesterday, weighed down by Microsoft. News update.
Requirements reduced. And then there's an additional question about the depreciation, on how these companies are depreciating infrastructure over longer term periods, and sometimes the technology becomes obsolete in shorter term periods. Now, if you depreciate over a shorter term period, you are writing off effectively a loss of more every year, and you reduce your earnings. And as a result, very difficult.
News update. US stripped yesterday, weighed down by South African miners down as gold rally halts. News updates. News and headlines. News and headlines. News and headlines. News and Zelensky next round of talks may be. Volodymyr Zelensky saying that next round of talks may be postponed. News update. News updates. Trump to nominate Kevin Walsh for Fed chair. News update. News update and headlines. News updates and headlines. Volodymyr Zelensky says next round of talks may be for as Ukraine now are living nearly in minus 20 degrees Celsius of cold. Trump is planning to speak with Iran. News update. Trump says it would be great if USA didn't have to use military force. News update. If you are watching this video, don't hesitate to look on the tagged product. There are many beautiful products tagged in the video. They are wonderful watches for men and women. They are LG fridge. They are Bluetooth. Yeah, you may check. They are watches for men and women. They are good quality of tagged product. You may check and choose. News update. And headlines. Trump to nominate Kevin Walsh for Fed chair. News update. The Iranian military Thursday strongly condemned the European Union's decision to designate the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as terrorist organization, a move it warned could result in news update. Iran's foreign minister in Turkey for talks. His foreign minister is in Turkey for talks. Iran's prime minister is in Turkey for talks. News update. Trump is very dangerous for UK to do business with China as Starmer lands in Shanghai. The US president's comments come as Starmer arrives in Shanghai, China. Why China moved so quickly to execute 11 members of notorious mafia family. The Ming family land scam compound along Chinese border with Myanmar. News update. What did UK and China get out of Starmer's recent visit? Keir Starmer's visit to China brought agreement on visa, service, healthcare, green tech, and finance. News update. Syria's defiant Kurds vote to fight until last breath, despite government push. The US fought. News update. Iran's foreign minister in Turkey for talk. Venezuela approves bill to open up oil sector. News update circulating around the world. News updates 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 around the world. News updates around the world. Tourism drives economic recovery. 10 million visitor. Minister of Tourism in South Africa.
2019
arrivals by 2.6%. So now I don't want to hear about COVID anymore. We are not recovering anymore. We are growing now.
To drive economic recovery in South Africa, 10 million visitors recorded in 2025. News update around the world. News update around the world. Army officer to stand trial failed coup attempt in 2025 in Nigeria. African Union and US launch strategy investment task force. News update. Patricia Dare, Minister of Tourism in South Africa.
Focus implementation and strong collaboration between government and the private sector. And these policies include government's growth and inclusion strategy gains, which has also identified tourism as one of the 5 key sectors in our country that can unlock economic growth.
Mozambique Central Bank. Senegal, Escane mine boost Burkinabe gold out with 12 tons extra. Ivory Coast, electricity, Senelec apply a 1% tax on cash payment. News update. African Union, 12.7 trillion CFA. News update. News update. News update in this morning. News update in this morning. News update in this morning.
It'd be great if we didn't have to use them.
Can you say what the message was that you shared with Iranians?
Well, I told them 2 things. Number 1, no nuclear. And number 2, stop killing protesters. They're killing them by the thousands. You know, I stopped 837 hangings 2 weeks ago. But they're going to have to do something.
Holding separate talks over U.S.-Iran tension. United States with Saudi Arabia and Israel. U.S. Secretary of Defense.
They should not pursue nuclear capabilities, and we will be prepared to deliver whatever this president expects of the War Department.
News update. News update on the situation in Iran. Trump to Iran. No nuclear. Stop killing protesters. Iran and U.S. tension. Trump said no nuclear weapon and stop killing protesters. News update. News update. News updates around the world. Trump holding conversation with Iranian leaders. Trump held conversation with Iranian leaders. Melania film premiered in Washington. Melania film premieres in Washington. News update. Melania film premieres in Washington. News updates around the world. United Nations regard a terrorist group. News updates. News update. News update. While watching this video, don't forget to watch on tagged product in this video. They are good fridge, RGH, they are good watches for men, watches for women. They are good Bluetooth, portable Bluetooth, and there are also many products, so don't hesitate. Maroc Sport Football, le CAF suspend Achraf Hakimi pour des matchs officiels. CAF suspended Achraf Hakimi for 2 official matches. Togo, l'arbitre Vincani Amandoni reçoit Sport Handball CAN Senior Masculin Coupe du Président Bénin Congo 27-27. Presidential Cup in Cameroon. News update. Cap Vert, Carnaval de Mondelo du 12 au 18 février à Sao Vince. Niger, des officiers à l'armée jugés pour un coup d'État manqué en news updates. News updates circulating around the world. News circulating around the world.
Difficulté pour ces pays, c'est la gouvernance politique, axée essentiellement sur des questions de sécurité.
News update. News update. News update. News update. News update. News update. Ukraine, le Kremlin affirme Donald Trump a demandé Vladimir Putin d'arrêter des frappes sur Kiev jusqu'en février. Ukraine, la Russie a lancé cette nuit un missile et une centaine de drones sur le pays. News update. News update. News update. Senegal.
Fine, and we achieved this by cutting out all of the middlemen. All this time for such a payment, the payment first of all travels halfway around the world before coming back to the continent. But today, we have now done it in such a way that our payments originate and conclude the continent without having to leave Africa. So when you cut out middlemen, it reduces costs. We as FAC have also cut our fees.
Moloch fine Scotch Pub Buma Kiao $1,000 US. Football CAF suspend Achraf Hakimi for 2 official matches. Togo FIFA referee Vicentia Amandia received the country's first VAR badge. Burundi Buja Santabo Festival scheduled for 2 to 8 February 2026 in Cabo Verde, Mindavola Carnival from 12 to 18 February 2026 in Vicente. Nigeria, army officers to stand trial for failed coup attempt in 2025. News updates. African Union and the US launches strategic investment task force. News update, politics, Sudan. Nearly 9,000 displaced following renewed fight in Kordofan. DR Congo Society. Lake traffic once again authorized on Lake Tanganyika. Cameroon, voluntary of new wave of 279 refugees. Mozambique, central bank lowers its key interest rate to 9.25%. News updates. Isakan mean boost Burkina board outpaced with 12 tons extraction. Ivory Coast, Senelec applies 1% tax on cash payment. News updates. News updates now. Update of today. Bomb cyclone to bring snow, strong wind to eastern United States. News updates around the world. News updates around the world. News updates. We are looking on the headlines. Headlines. News update around the world. Tom Homan yesterday said federal immigration authorities are planning for an eventual drawdown of even as to remain in Minneapolis until the problem is gone. Homan says officials will be more focused on working in jails and prisons and less focused on the street operations that have drawn heavy criticism for their severe and sweeping tactics. Some Minneapolis residents say they are bracing for a prolonged federal presence and questioning to U.S. Conference of Mayors. Frey told his fellow mayors, "We do not back down to bullies. We stand up for democracy." News update. President Trump declared during the roughly 9-minute reporters and cameras were in the cabinet meeting while he talked about his administration's accomplishment. Trump didn't touch on the tense situation in Minneapolis or the future of news updates. Security concern for prison holding in ICE fighters. News update. Venezuela MPs approve bills to open up oil sector to private firms. News update. Trump orders Venezuela airspace to be reopened. Headlines and news update. News updates. News updates circulating around the world today. News updates. News update. Caracas, Venezuela. La loi adoptée près d'un mois après la capture de Nicolas Maduro. New law 1 month after the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Il y a 20 ans, Hugo Chavez avait nationalisé l'industrie pétrolière vénézuélienne. 20 years that Hugo Chavez made News update. News update around the world. Tanzania to research program and IRGC cultivate. Maroc CAF fines coach Pap Bounatiao $100. Now let's talk about sport. Let's talk about sports. Last night in Europa League, Rio won 4-2 over PAOK Thessaloniki. News update. Last rugby result, Oyono 29-32 Voyer. Basketball saison régulière. Philadelphia 100, Washington 109-99 Milwaukee. Result of basketball last night in NBA. Atlanta 86 for Houston. Result in NBA last night basketball. Chicago Bulls 116 for Miami. Miami won last night. And last night won against Dallas. Dallas 121, Charlotte 23. Denver's won against Brooklyn. Denver's 103 Brooklyn. Phoenix won against Detroit in NBA. Phoenix 113, Detroit 96. Minnesota won against Oklahoma City. Minnesota 111 Oklahoma City. Those was some result in NBA last night. Olivier Giroud last night after scoring penalty.
C'était pas évident et on a fait le boulot jusqu'au bout, même si on aurait pu marquer avant, mais on y a cru jusqu'au bout et on est là.
Olivier Giroud saying that it's not good because we could have been scored early in this game, but the important is that we scored as he scored the penalty in the second half. So last night, Los Lille won in UEFA Europa League. So next possible, Lille could play in next round Etoile Rouge Belgrade in next round. UEFA Europa League. Roma is in the 8th place. Genk, Bologna, Stuttgart, Ferencváros, Nottingham Forest, Victoria Pilsen, Etoile Rouge, Celta Vigo, PAOK, Lille, Ferencváros, Panathinaikos, Celtic, Ludogorets, Dinamo Zagreb, Brann. Those are list of on the table in Europa League. Last night Ludogorets won. Sturm Graz, Goigo, Feyenoord, Bern. Rio is leading with 21 points. Second is Aston Villa with 21 points. Midland 19. Betis, Porto, Braga, Fribourg, Roma. Eliminated team are Young Boys, Sturm Graz, 2, Goigo, Beer, Salzburg, Rangers, Nice, Utrecht, Malmo, and Maccabi Tel Aviv.
J'ai bien l'impression aussi que ce sera compliqué, donc non, de toute façon, on prendra ce match très au sérieux et on se donnera les moyens de continuer l'aventure. Si c'est
Coach of Monaco.
On fera faire et en tout cas, on est heureux de passer ce tour.
Paris Saint-Germain. Tonight there is draw for UEFA Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain could face Monaco and Karabakh. Luis Enrique.
J'aime la difficulté.
Los Lille could face Etoile Rouge de Belgrade and Celta Vigo in the next round. Tonight there is draw of UEFA Champions League and UEFA Europa League. That was some news in sport. Some of news in sport today. While we are on the news updates of today, we were in sport. We are in sport. Now let's go in English. Chelsea next 6 games: West Ham, Wolverhampton, Leeds, Burnley, Arsenal, and Aston Villa. Those are the next 6 games for Chelsea in Premier League. Manchester City next 6 games: Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, Fulham, Newcastle, Leeds, and Nottingham Forest. We are reviewing the sport news as tomorrow English Premier League will be back. Now we are in news of sports. Manchester City next 6 games. Next 6 games are Spurs, Liverpool, Fulham, Newcastle, Leeds, and Nottingham Forest. News updates. We are in sport right now. We are in sport, especially in Premier League right now. We are in sport. Harry Wilson starts this season. Appearance 22 games, shot 50 shots, assist 6 assists. He gave Fulham 114 points. He scored 8 goals in this season. That at the start of Harry Wilson, player of Fulham. Harry Wilson, the player of Fulham in English Premier League. We are reviewing some stats and the games now. 6 games for Fulham, Manchester United, Everton, Man City, Sunderland, Spurs, and West Ham. Those are the 6 upcoming games for Fulham. Now we are reviewing English Premier League as this weekend Premier League will be back on the screen. And if you are a supporter and you love football, I will be with you also in this week. It will be game 24 in Premier League. It will be game 24 in Premier League. We are reviewing the games, reviewing and all the teams as Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, and other sports. We are reviewing news about sports. We are reviewing news about sports. In politics and other news later. We are reviewing. So while watching this video, don't miss to look on the tagged products in this video. We tagged many beautiful products such as watches for men, watches for women. We tagged in this video LG fridge and other fridges. Yes, we tagged some Bluetooth. So there are many products tagged in this video. You may check on them as we continue to review different news on different platforms. News update. Now we are reviewing news in sports. Premier League will be back this Friday. WWE will be back Sunday. UFC Ultimate Fight Championship will be back on Sunday. So this weekend the game start tonight with games in Ligue 1, French Ligue 1 and La Liga in Germany. The games start tonight. Now we are reviewing English Premier League on the 24th, game 24th. English Premier League, we are reviewing all the games of this weekend. We are in sport news right now, reviewing the games in Premier League in this weekend. But there are many games and many different sports, as WWE will continue tonight, UFC will continue. Now let's see Hugo Ekitike last 6 games. Hugo Ekitike, French and striker of Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike played 85 minutes versus Wolves, gave 1 assist, played 90 minutes versus Fulham, didn't give anything. He gave 1 point versus Fulham. Now, those are 6 games coming for Liverpool. Liverpool will play Newcastle, Manchester City at home, Sunderland and Nottingham outside. They will be visiting Sunderland and Nottingham. At home, they will be playing against. Those are the 6 games coming for Liverpool. Now, the 6 games coming for Aston Villa. Aston Villa will be playing Brentford at Villa Park. They will visit Bournemouth. They will play Brighton at Villa Park. They will play at home with Leeds. They will visit Wolves and they will play at home with Chelsea. We are now in sport news. We are reviewing games in Premier League and reviewing the teams in Premier League, because Premier League will be back in this weekend. We were on Aston Villa and now they have signed a new striker, Tammy Abraham, and it's a great news for him, but bad for Oli Watkins because he got injured last night. Depressed due to injury. He got a hamstring, but lucky for Aston Villa because they got a new striker, Tammy Abraham. Most transfer in this forward, Joao Pedro. Most transfer of forward in this season, they are led by Joao Pedro. Chelsea's next 6 games: West Ham, Wolves, Leeds, Burnley, Arsenal, and Aston Villa. They will play at home against West Ham, Leeds, and Burnley. They will play outside with Wolves, Arsenal, and Aston Villa. New updates. We are in spotlight now. News updates. We are reviewing sport news right now. News update, let's back in news. Le problème d'insécurité en France. Que faire? What to do with insecurity in France? Stop, tolérance zéro, je suis prêt à payer un impôt pour ça. Stop, tolérance zéro, je suis prêt à payer un impôt de plus pour construire des prisons et protéger mes enfants. Patrick Giron. Insecurity in French, what to do? Patrick Giraud said, I'm ready to pay extra. Impôt is I'm ready to pay extra money to construct much more prison so that our children get security. That was Sir on the insecurity in France. News update. News update. News update. Kremlin, Russia agreed to stop striking Kiev until February 1st. Kremlin, Russia agreed to stop striking Kiev until February 1st, the 1st of February. News updates. News updates. News updates. News updates around the world. News updates around the world. News update around the world. News updates around the world. L'argent chute lourdement et repasse sous la barre de 100 000. Le Kremlin affirme que Donald Trump a demandé à Vladimir Putin d'arrêter de frapper sur Kiev. News update. Kremlin confirmed that Donald Trump asked Vladimir Putin to stop striking on Kiev during this cold season. News update. News update.
And when several economic global agents are disturbing the global trade, we need to stabilize the trade relationship by trade agreement. And this is what we are doing, and I think it's very important not only for Europe, but also for the global economy.
And I want in the press conference.
News updates around the world.
And again, that in these multipolar world,
Antonio Costa, President of European Union.
Culture, with different language, with different traditions. Last year, I co-chair with President von der Leyen more than, I think, 11 summits around the world with the African Union, with the Union of Latin America and Caribbean, with the Central Asia countries, with China, with Japan, with South Africa, with the Western Balkans, and it's our way of life, engaging with partners and to build reliable relationships.
And would you say, however, would you say, don't make that because that would be a mistake?
Yes, I don't enter in this game. We focus on the reality, and our reality is very simple. We are one of the largest economies in the world, one of the largest democracies in the world, and we have a lot of friends around the world, friends, partners, allies, and we work with everybody.
And do you get
news updates around the world? News update around the world. News updates around the world.
And the South are more plural than was perceived some years ago. And everybody has his understanding that we need to engage with each stable world.
News update alert. Il y a peu de blocage de guerre en Ukraine. L'UE dit plusieurs que émettait l'Inde utilisait une forme d'influence sur la Russie, avoir signifié condamner la guerre. Est-ce qu'un problème de votre visite avec Rabor a dit et de mettre fin?
About Ukraine and the war in Ukraine with Prime Minister Modi, but as I said in my press conference, I believe that we can count on Prime Minister Modi. Yes, I believe that we can count on Prime Minister Modi to push for peace through dialogue and diplomacy.
And
Greenland, la semaine dernière, est un moment très tendu pour l'Union européenne. Les États-Unis, il y a eu des droits que l'on sait à dire. Et pensez-vous maintenant?
And
News updates. News circulating around the world. Some news circulating around the world. News around the world. News circulating around the world. So, if you are watching this video, don't hesitate. There are many products tagged in this video you may be wanting. There are fridge, LG fridges. There are watches for men, watches for women. There are news and headlines today. Headlines today. News and headlines today. News update and headlines today. France brokered Islat from strategy asset to AKG. Abu Dhabi shake-up may hand Crown Prince more deal-making plot. News updates. News update around the world. News update around the world. News update around the world. News updates around the world. News update around the world. Checking news around the world. Checking on news around the world. News updates around the world. News update on this 5th of January 2026. News update around the world. L'économie française a progressé de 0,9% en 2025, selon première estimation de News update. Trump déclare vendredi que Rome a bâti sur l'Ice était un agitateur. News updates around the world. News updates around the world. News update around the world. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer's office Thursday that a bipartisan funding deal had been reached to avoid a government shutdown, according to the minority leader. The deal includes the separation of the 5 bipartisan appropriation bills that Democrats had asked for and 2 weeks stopgap funding extension for the Department of Homeland Security. The Senate started on its government funding deal with the White House and did not take any votes Thursday night, with blocking speedy consideration of the package on the floor. News update. Minnesotans live with doubt and concern Thursday after White House Sir Tom Homan said federal immigration authorities are planning for an eventual drawdown of law enforcement activity in the state event as he vowed new in Minneapolis until the problem is gone. News update around the world. Some Minneapolis residents says they are for a prolonged questioning whether a drawdown will materialize at all. News update around the world. Jacob Frey on Thursday received a big applause. News update around the world. UK Prime Minister continue visit in China.
Show trust and respect that is so important.
Starmer continue visit to China. News updates around the world. News update around the world. News update. Trump didn't touch on the tense situation in Minneapolis or the future of his immigration agenda. Neither Homeland Security Secretary Chris Noem nor Attorney General Pam Bondi spoke. News update. Computer forecast models are increasingly aligned on low pressure system forming of the Carolinas early Saturday and intensifying rapid into a bomb cyclone. News updates around the world. News updates around the world. UK Starmer in China.
Pharmaceuticals or agricultural products for that.
News updates around the world. Updates around the world. Senate Intelligence Democrats are questioning why Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard was at the scene during Wednesday's FBI search of Fulton County, Georgia election office. Data from Labor Department leads Thursday show an estimated first-time claim for unemployment benefits were filed last week, a drop of 1,000 from the week before. President Donald Trump is suing the U.S. Internal Revenue Service and Treasury Department for at least 10 US billion, accusing the agents of an unauthorized leak of his tax returns during first administration. News update. The Iranian military strongly condemned the European Union's decision to designate the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as terrorist organization, a move it warned could have hazardous consequences. The United Nations approved the terrorist designation early Thursday. News update. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said they accept President Trump to respect Canadian following reports that Alberta separatists meet with U.S. officials numerous times. News update. President said on Thursday that he is dissatisfied all aircraft made in Canada and threatened 50% tariff on those planes until American-made Gulfstream are certified in that country. News updates around the world. News update. Trump said Putin to halt attacks for a week in Ukraine. Heavy gun blast near Niger airport. Trump ordered airspace to be reopened. Those are some of news circulating around the world on platform and social media. So don't forget to look at the product tagged in this video. They are beautiful products. Bluetooth, portable Bluetooth. They are watches for men, watches for women. They are headset. They are bags for women, bags for portable bags for women. They are clothes, so you may check. They are fridge, LG fridge. Check and look for what you may like. Thank you. Have good day, have good night, good weekend, have a nice week. Thank you.